Hello everybody, welcome back to the next episode. Today, I'm gonna be just blowing up some dumbass Covenant.
Yeah, and we come up to the last episode with a nice conversation about how dumb people can be with their cable selections and such.
You mean like Adam?
Hey.
Well,
You gotta get HDMI.
I don't have HDMI.
Then,
everyone be cool.
oh sorry. Then we won't make fun of your cable selections.
I don't have HDMI.
Move
Can't
out.
We have TVI, which is just as good, basically.
I'd
Don't
say,
you?
yeah, have the male
So that's
DVI.
definitely better than composite. Even VGA is better than composite. But anyways, audio cables. Something you might see what looks like a giant 3.5 millimeter jack sometimes, which is used for like amplifiers and such. That's basically the same thing. You can get converters and everything, and just passively convert the signal. You can also connect the original RCA jacks, the red and white, into 3.5 millimeter, which is very useful.
RCA is good.
Yeah, that's the well, it's not digital. Now, in order to convert the signal, in order to transport signals better, you gotta use digital, which is in the form of optical cables, coaxial cables, or HDMI. Which HDMI is probably one of the most feature robust.
What is
I don't know too much
HDMI?
about optical or so, but HDMI transports sound. VGA, DVI don't do that. So,
Why?
like, you ever see like composite to VGA converter and it has red and white on it? That's ridiculous, dummy. Don't think you can get audio through VGA. Doesn't work that way.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's separate
does.
audio.
Goodbye.
What?
It does.
No,
If I
VGA doesn't
say it
transport
does.
sound.
Because the whole world revolves around me, right?
No, it doesn't.
Slice and dice.
But yeah, of course, HDMI does have actually pretty good sound, surprisingly, like being a video jack, and that's why I'd probably suggest it for a lot of, for most everyday applications of like, in like your, for like televisions and such. But yeah,
Enemy go!
and the last thing really is like, there's also, they have speaker wire for like high-end audio systems, which actually has a bare cable at the end. So, and you're probably wondering what to do with that. Well, I can tell you what not to do is don't shove it into a spot where you don't know it's supposed to go. It's supposed to clip into something or go into a banana plug.
Isn't
which
that right, Adam?
stinks because it looks like a banana.
I honestly don't care. I'd rather talk about something different than this. This is quite boring.
Interesting stuff here. Very interesting stuff. And also,
I
dude,
love
if you
how we're talking about such a boring topic.
cable,
I love how we're talking about such a boring topic in the most exciting place in the game.
it's not a boring topic. Come on, guys.
Quite a welcome
The important stuff, audio cables.
Start something?
You know what's
Yeah,
also important?
Alright, so,
Game of
sadly,
Thrones.
we don't have smell cables yet, nor do we have taster fill cables. We only have sound and the sight cables. So once the smell cables come out, I'll talk about those.
Sure you will.
Eventually we'll have 5 different cables for each sense. Or maybe they're, combine them into one.
Take it
I don't know. Touch
makes
the
sense.
movie,
Alright.
smell the movie. I don't know if I really want to smell the movie. Like, I remember there's this
Another con-
awful movie, like, I think it was like Spy Kids 4D that came out. It actually came with a scratch and sniff card. And
Seems to make it.
when a smell would appear in the movie, you'd like, it would tell you scratch area 1 or so.
Watch yourself!
I don't think I really want to smell the movie.
Yes, you do.
I don't want to smell the movie.
Don't lie.
The movie doesn't always smell very good, does it?
Yes.
Imagine smelling something like Snowpiercer. Ugh.
I mean, I think they can put enough awful sounds and sight in the movies as it is, without having to smell them too. Ugh.
Don't you want to smell Lord of the Rings?
Like, what sort of an idea is that? Like,
Who wants to smell sweaty orcs? Really? I mean, come now.
Like also 4D would also do other things, like try to make you feel the movie. Like when a character would sneeze on the screen, you'd like it sprayed with water or something.
Oh, okay,
To
kids.
feel the movie.
Okay, kids. Okay. So, a little pro tip life advice. If you guys start watching Game of Thrones, all you need to do is play Lord of the Rings in 10-minute intervals with porn.
No.
That's very oversimplified, I think.
But I mean,
Game of Thrones is very rich and detailed and ultimately a very, very
I feel
complicated
a debate
series.
coming on.
what are you calling? Lord of the Rings simple?
Pretty much. It's
I've
gets
got to put
creative.
up its moderator cap.
Use this.
Instructor, kick
Lord of
him
the
out of
Rings
the
is pretty
chat.
much. Hey, listen. Lord
Kick
of the
him
Rings
out
is
of
pretty-
the chat.
Maybe he
Lord of
did,
the Rings
We'll bring up the
is pretty much just take this enchanted cursed object that's going to corrupt everything and everyone around
Kick him
you
out of the
and
chat.
destroy it.
well,
And
He's yelling
that's about it.
blasphemy
There's a
stuff.
war brewing, but that's about it. The politics of that world are very flimsy and not very well held together. Lord of the Rings is a high fantasy story in regards to itself, and it does a very good job of being very poetic at times. However,
Kick him out of the chat.
Game of Thrones, on the other hand, or A Song of Ice and Fire, as it's technically called, goes deep into the politics and lore of a world that we've never seen before. And I find that, and that's much more fascinating than a world that's somewhat explained, but also sort of what is now considered the cliche of fantasy. Not to mention, you'd have to read a 4 million page lore book in order to understand even an iota of why things are the way they are.
by the way, pro tip, don't read the introduction of Lord of the Rings first. Skip to chapter 1.
Isn't that true of most books, though?
Read every...
Maybe. Like, some have good introductions. Others, like, have introductions that spoil the book. Like, I'm looking at you, Animal Farm. Collector's edition or whatever it is. Like, I hate that when they have, like, a classic book and they have an introduction on it and it assumes you read the book. I wouldn't be buying the book if I already read it. Well, maybe I would, but, I mean, most people wouldn't, right? I don't know, really. But if you want to really introduce it to a new generation, it would help if you didn't spoil it for the new generation. Like, good grief.
Don't lie. Animal Farm's a great book.
Yeah, Animal Farm's a great book. I love
I
it.
really like Animal Farm.
Not as good as 1984 though.
Oh, I haven't read 1984. It's still on my shelf right now. I gotta read it sometime.
But to get back to what I was saying, I say Game
No.
of Thrones does what they do better than Lord of the Rings.
Don't you dare say another
Mainly
blasphemy.
because they go into detail about the characters in the world, along with going into detail about along with going into detail about the politics and how all the houses are related and how different houses are feuding with each other. Not to mention, their world was
And not
sort
to
of
mention
unique.
that,
the fact that
the
there
only
is
reason
no
you watch it is
magic.
to have a good wing.
An interesting thing about Game of Thrones is there is no... In their world, when the story starts, magic has all but disappeared, but as the series goes on, magic becomes more and more prevalent. People realize that magic is real, and that things that they thought were myths and legends are real too, which is cause for great conflict.
Use you on the gun, Chief.
Not to mention it has a very diverse cast of characters and a very interesting outlook on theology and the world around them. Whereas Lord of the Rings is just a allegory for Christianity for the most part.
No, it isn't. It's
Yes,
more of
it
an
is.
allegory for World War II.
And an allegory for World War One, because Tolkien only ever fought in World War One. And yes, I have researched this extensively.
Tolkien, he later said, I cordially dislike allegories. Or something like that.
I thought that was C.S. Lewis that said that.
No, it was Tolkien.
It was.
Uh,
And I don't really care much for C.S. Lewis.
I don't care much for C.S. Lewis.
I don't like
either,
C.S.
but-
Lewis.
Like, literally,
Never
this
liked.
great scene from, what's it, the first, of the Narnia movies or so? Like, I guess it was adapted from a part in the book, but where,
Get on out here so I
one
can
of the
sight
where
up.
the characters are going to cross this one stream. One of the characters said, "Wait, we should
Oh, we
think
gotta
about
go
this before we do
inbound."
it." And the others are like, "Think? Really? Really now? Like, that's a great scene, Great morals you got."
Me too.
True.
I gotta reread the book eventually to see if, because I hear that it is sort of anti-intelligence. Is that the word? But anti-independent thought, I suppose. But of course, I still have like a collection of the books. But ironically, the one I don't have is the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That's
Of
funny.
course. But yeah, I have every other one. And what is confusing, of course, is the order of the books. Like, which way are you supposed to order them?
Oh, it's I remember this because I used to have them on as a as the entire series. It's oh god, Sorcerer's Nephew.
Wait, again, that's what... I have to stop you there. That's the HarperCollins order that they made it. It's in chronological order, but is that truly the order that you're supposed to read the books is the problem? Like, like with Star Wars, you never want to watch movie 1 first. You never want to watch Phantom Menace first. You want to watch episode 4 first. So, in Narnia, you're supposed to watch... I'm supposed to read Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe first, I think.
And then Prince Caspian, and then oh god, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and then
Yeah,
you go back and watch the others.
Then,
Maybe? I'm not
so
sure.
yeah, the original publication order is Lion, Witch, Wardrobe, Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Silver Chair, Horse and His Boy, Magician's Nephew, and The Last Battle. But it got shuffled around by HarperCollins, who put it in chronological order, putting The Horse and the Boy in between the first and second, and The Magician's Nephew at the beginning.
Well, the Horse and His Boy technically takes place in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's just the time that we don't see when the kids are older and in charge of everything. Because they're
Huh.
royalty.
Interesting. I don't know really. But again, it's also possible to have a prequel that spoils things for a later story as well. So I'm not sure because I haven't read these books for a very long time. So, but it's possible that they might have spoiled something in Magician's Nephew that would happen.
Remember there being any spoilers other than us learning where the witch came from and how the wardrobe was built?
I don't know. I gotta read the arguments for
Stay with
reading
them.
in the original publication order because, yeah, again, and of course the order that you're supposed to watch the Star Wars movies in is, of course, in my opinion, it should be. I'm probably gonna take the what's the order called? I forget this one. This one guy came up with a great order for watching the Star Wars movies, which is 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. Because you get a little bit more information out of 2 and 3 that is useful in 6. Because otherwise, you watch 4, 5, and then 6, and then
Alright, this is
like
it, people.
at the end you see the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda and some random kid. And you're like, who the heck is that? That's another stupid thing about the special edition. So go back and watch 2 and 3 in between 5 and 6, and you'll be able to know who that is. Not that you really want to know, I suppose, but whatever.
Oh, come on.
Hey, this is an internet video. What can I say? Not like the whole internet loves episode 1, 2, and 3.
The
Unlike
big majority think it's not too horrible.
What majority?
I never said a majority, but a certain amount of people consider
What?
it
How
too
many
much.
I said a
people?
tiny minority. I mean, I myself, if you want to know my true opinions about it, I actually don't mind episode 3 that much. It has some pretty bad stuff, of course, but it's alright in all things considered. It's better than episode 7. So,
Hey.
but
What's your
episode
problem?
1 and 2 are awful, and the rest is
You in episode 7?
good. Well, no, obviously not that one. That one's a
There are
different
a
breed
number of
altogether.
Marines trapped in that building,
I mean,
Chief.
I don't know, people say like, oh, they innovated too much. That's a stupid argument. Say like, oh, they should have played it safe. Like, is that really what you want them to do? Probably not. When they play it safe, you get Force Awakens. And I don't think... I mean, I suppose some people do like that, but I still think they could have done at least something a little bit different.
There are a number of Marines trapped in that building, Chief.
yeah.
Shadow of Mordor has been driving me insane recently.
Because you're
Oh
bad
yeah,
at it.
that review is gonna come out later.
I keep trying to kill this one war chief, but every time I try to kill him, he just gets more powerful, or something happens.
Because
makes
you're
him able
bad
to
at the
beat me up.
game.
Well, no, it's not that. His attack drains all my health. One hit from him will drain me of all my health, and I can't stealth him. I
Because
can't
you're
use
bad
range
at
to
the
stealth.
game.
Give Story Hard mode.
You are seriously bad at the game.
It's not that. This is one of the preset high-level captains. The game wanted me to fight him, and as soon as I fought him, he was already insanely overpowered.
Well, you know, the Gungeon is gonna keep saying that until you beat him.
Yeah. I mean, it only took me like 12 hours to beat the game.
Huh.
And it's a really long game.
Took me
That's because,
like,
that's because you have no life, Benji.
You want to talk? Who's...
I actually do have a life.
Yeah,
It's you
it's called
who
playing on the
played-
console. And
I'm gonna
even
get
then,
some popcorn.
Not just that. I have a life outside of my games. You do not.
You guys are gonna want to see this. This is... Well, actually, it does actually happen quite often.
What do you mean happens quite often?
or bitching
This
back and
whole
forth.
argument. You, maybe not the necessarily that you don't have a life argument, but arguments of the sort.
When do I meet Guilty Spark?
Oh, you meet him in an Arbiter mission, and I think the Oracle. He's my favorite character.
He is.
I probably
one of my-
said that in one of the previous videos.
Nope,
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters too.
you have never said that ever.
I don't think it's stopping.
Yes, he-
Oh, alright.
Yes, he
So,
has.
whatever.
Whatever, man.
You know the Scarab should just die in a hole. And
Time to kill off the scarab.
Don't worry. You'll beat it once. You're complaining about it and expect sympathy from me when you had no sympathy from me when I was venting about Shadow of Mordor.
because
You
you don't
think
know
I
how to play the game. You know, there are a few people who I would say are bad at games. Or at that game. Because that game may not be the easiest. But it's still easy.
Let the actual bodies in the pile.
Going up to the Scarab, are you?
No.
Remember I always tried to jump on top of the Scarab right at the beginning, but that never worked for me.
It doesn't work in general.
Oh, you might want to try shooting down on it from the other side, because otherwise you get this sort of endless stream of enemies.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Anyways, what was I saying about earlier?
Half-Life is the best game in existence.
No.
That's a real easy order to do, just have 1, 2, episode 1, episode 2, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Didn't you say yesterday there's one game that's better than Half-Life, instructor?
One game better than Half-Life? That would be Half-Life 2.
Yeah, you said better than Half-Life 2 even.
Well, obviously my 3 favorite games are not Half-Life 2. Those, of course, Goddess Guide and Undertale Cave Story, but, I don't know what you're talking about.
You said Portal was better.
Well, Portal's better than Half-Life 2 in my opinion. Well, I haven't played too much of Half-Life 2, so I wouldn't know quite yet, I suppose. I played Portal like some. That's a fantastic game. Oh yeah, we should have a video of that coming up too.
Yeah. Probably later today. So I screwed myself royally. You know how?
Now,
Well, battle rifle. Sniper rifle is not a good idea. Didn't know if you knew
Why?
that.
It's one of the better. Wait, why is that a bad thing? That's like a really great combination.
Because you run out of ammo with the battle rifle really quickly.
yeah, that is good.
That's why you look for.
Because the sniper rifle isn't very versatile at times. Might want to pick up the rocket launcher.
Don't like the rocket launcher.
What's wrong with
You
it?
could kill yourself.
Doesn't hold enough ammunition.
Huh.
It's because it's an extremely powerful weapon. Why would they want to give you an immense amount of power? It's a balancing act with that game.
Oops, I grabbed the plasma pistol.
Well, plasma pistol isn't horrible though.
You're right, it's terrible.
No, it's not that bad. You know how to use it, which you clearly don't.
So, by the way, Adam, what order would you suggest that people play the Halo games in?
2, 3, and then just end ODST. But forget about 4 and 5. Well,
About
play 5.
CE and Reach.
I said that Reach would come after 3,
Okay.
and then ACE.
What about 2?
And then ODST if you really want to.
I've never managed to beat Halo CE, I think. I was just so bored with it around the time you get your first mission where you go on a Covenant ship. I'm not a fan of that mission.
Really? I like that mission. It's one of my favorite missions. Anyhow,
Yeah,
what would you say is the best mission in the Halo series?
the Covenant or Quarantine Zone?
Quarantine Zone. I found that one a little irritating.
Oh, I have to play it again, but I remember it was really good.
I mean, but I love
That
the
elite
Covenant.
was
That's a
an
really
ultra,
fun
and
mission.
Those pilots are no pushovers either.
Yeah, the Covenant's one of the best.
The All-Rider's the best character in Halo. Hands
The
down.
All-Rider?
Yeah.
You should talk to Mr. Ferreira about that.
Why?
He'll school you on it.
Right, you mother! Run!
Oh.
Why?
Extract the chief and return
Because
to the
he has admitted that he is the biggest Halo fan that he knows.
Prophet is bugging out. Request permission to engage.
And who makes
tear you a
Master
new
Chief?
I'll vector through heavies for start side.
Everyone, really.
Why?
He's like one of the gaming He's a huge gaming
I
icon.
don't understand
So
why
it's
he's
Gordon
considered.
Freeman. Everybody knows
a
of
good-
Gordon Freeman
There's no
and
time,
the
sir.
crowbar. Nobody knows of, you know, the plasma shield.
Punch it. Get us close.
Have you ever been to a gaming convention? Have you been to a gaming convention in the last 20 years?
We are not
Because
moving that ship.
if you have, you'll see more people dressed up like Spartans from the Halo series than Gordon Freeman.
Yeah, I'd like to see the statistics about that.
So would
Not to
I.
mention, there have been 12 official canon books, 4 movies, 3 3 graphic novel series, and
Quality over quantity.
Hmm.
Like Gradius has like 50 different games, but that doesn't make it instantly better. Then that doesn't make all those games good. Like only the good ones are good.
Hmm.
you've only played a handful of them.
Well, obviously I'm not gonna go out of my way to find like random one for that was released for the Game Boy or so, or the one on the ZX Spectrum or whatever.
What about us?
If you personally don't know the quality of quantity, then you can't criticize that.
What? Well,
Besides, quantity over quality can be a
quality over quantity. That's not.
Hierarchs have
That's not an argument you
Quality.
can really make as quantity over quality. That's not very easy to make, especially with a video game in which
Would you
I don't
rather
know. I
get,
mean,
would you rather pay
It
$10?
it doesn't really matter how much there is.
Star Wars is one of the most expanded.
Would you rather play or would you rather spend
expanded
$10
universes ever,
and
it
get
was-
the
It was critically praised to be one of the best things ever, and then when it was taken away by Disney, the fans hated that move because of how amazingly good that expanded universe
Well,
was. Even
sure,
though there was
good, but that doesn't. But that doesn't necessarily make it better to have more.
I'm not saying in all cases that it is, but in Halo's case, it definitely seems like it.
Why so? Is it that? I mean, I think that Half-Life 3 is going to come eventually. I don't think it's.
Eventually.
Yeah. Does it matter how long you wait if it is good, turn out to be good? Like, it's... I think patience is actually a good virtue.
the mausoleum of the other.
Quite so.
Last
I'm
time.
not saying that it's not.
So, I think, yeah, again,
something-
quality over quantity. I think that it doesn't matter if Half-Life has less games than Halo. As long as they're,
No,
From
not
the
from a
better
game standpoint,
games.
but from an expanded universe standpoint. That's what I mean.
expanded. I never put much notice to expanded universes myself. I focus more on like books and such that are original and such. And
So this is the end of this episode,
On the blood of our fathers, on the blood
and
of our sons,
we'll see you in the
we swore
next.
to uphold the covenant.
all right,
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
So